We all know what it's like to feel lost at some point in our life. Those moments where nothing seems to be going our way, and we can either surrender or spiral into the mess of uncertainty. That's where the universal laws come into play, the laws of life. Although some of these might seem obvious and simple, putting them into action can be trickier than you think due to conditioning, self-limiting beliefs, subconscious cycles of sabotage that we develop early on and actually can become addicted to, or it could just be lack of proper introduction and understanding. The good news is that we can easily get ahead of the curve, reframe and reprogram our minds, and change our lives. Learning and understanding how to apply these guiding principles on a deeper level will help us to consciously navigate this experience with more grace and ease, allowing us to take back the reins and live a more harmonious life. Keep in mind that there are no punishments for not being in harmony with these laws, but learning how to apply them will help you to better understand that the universe is always working behind the scenes for you, not against you. Number 1, the law of divine oneness. This is a fundamental law that paves the way for all the rest of them. It states that we are all connected. We are all part of a collective consciousness, and everything that we do affects that collective. Essentially, we are one with the universe, all connected to source. It's important to remember that our actions matter and make a difference in the big picture. The lack of understanding of this law is prevalent in the major divide that we see in the world. We are not separate, although the illusion of separation is deeply embedded into our subconscious. To apply this law, become more mindful of the interconnectivity and oneness, which will help regulate your emotions and intent towards all things and people. Use positive affirmations, mindfulness, and be more of service to others. Number 2, law of vibration. This is one of my favorite laws. It states that everything is energy. Energy is constantly moving and vibrating at a specific frequency. We are constantly emitting a vibrational frequency, which plays a vital role in how and what we attract and manifest. This law is fundamental for the law of attraction to work successfully. For those of you that are familiar with quantum jumping, the law of vibration is also crucial to doing that. Think of it like a radio station. In order to listen to a specific station, you have to tune into its frequency. In order to attract what you desire, you must match the resonance and align with it. I implore you to further expand on this fundamental principle and gain a deeper understanding. It truly is powerful. Or let me know in the comments below if you'd like me to make a dedicated video. Apply this law by acting as if you already have what you want. Embody the emotion that that thought brings. This will raise your vibration and align you with what you want. But be careful not to have a lack mindset, as this will keep you in a low vibration, which will align you with the frequency of lack, in turn attracting more lack. Number 3, law of correspondence. If our inner world is stressed, our outer world will be stressed. Just as the opposite, if our inner world is peaceful and loving, our outer world will be filled with peace and love. This law states that whatever is happening around us is a direct reflection of what is happening within us. To work with this law, assess your current situation, take note and nurture any imbalances, tension, or disharmony within yourself, and you will see a shift in your external. You can do this by meditation, mindfulness practices, journaling, movement, channeling through creativity, basically working on your mental health and increasing your self-care. Number 4, law of attraction. I'm pretty certain that anybody watching this is familiar with the law of attraction or has at least heard of it, but make sure you have a good understanding of the law of vibration before moving into this one. The amplitude of vibration from how you think and feel attracts like vibration. What you think is what you attract. Where your thoughts go, your energy flows and aligns you with a corresponding frequency. This law acts as a mirror of self-worth and mindset. No, this does not mean that bad thoughts can't arise. That's natural. We think thousands of thoughts, if not hundreds of thousands of thoughts a day. I'm referring to where your primary focus is, where you're putting most of your energy. You can activate this law by raising your vibration to that of happiness, love, joy. Tending to your thoughts and emotions will help with this. Develop a good understanding of the law of vibration in order to activate this law properly. Number 5, law of inspired action. This law is closely related to the law of attraction, but with real actionable steps in the directions of your goals. Manifestation requires aligned action. Visualization just isn't enough and can be one of the many reasons that the law of attraction fails. When working with this law, pay attention after you ask for what you want. The universe will send you nudges and signs, and how you respond or don't respond will determine if it manifests or not. Practice slowing down and going inward. Make room for internal guidance and take actionable steps towards your goals. The universe will always guide you, but you have to be receptive and willing to put in the effort. Number 6, law of perpetual transmutation of energy. This law states that energy always exists, is constantly moving, transferring, and transmuting. You can use this law to transmute your energies and change the conditions of your life. Journaling, movement, singing, channeling through creativity, and remembering that higher vibrations will always consume lower ones. To apply this law, maintain positive thoughts, emotions, and behaviors without suppressing negative ones. Negative energy is a powerful form of creation, which I mentioned in a video I made a while back that I'll link right here. Redirect energy into a more positive direction. Like I said before, channeling it through creativity is a fantastic way of transmuting negative energies. That's not to say that creativity comes only from a negative place, but a lot of artists, a lot of people in general use creativity, music, art, whatever, as a therapeutic way to channel out their darkness into something beautiful. Remember, you have the power to change the conditions of your life simply by altering your perception. Number 7, law of cause and effect. I'll assume that most of you watching this are familiar with, karma or the law of cause and effect. This law states that every action has an equal reaction. This law manifests itself in every single aspect of our life. Work with this law by understanding that the energy and vibration you put out has a ripple effect and will find its way back to you at some point in some form. So be mindful of your intentions, emotions, and actions. Do unto others what you'd want done unto you. Number 8. Law of compensation. Similar to the law of cause and effect, this law states that you will always be compensated for your contributions, no matter the scale. But remember that your rewards will only be in direct proportion to your service. You can utilize this law by thinking of ways you can contribute more to the world. Where can you be more supportive? Where can you spread more love and kindness and happiness? Execute your thoughts and ideas, and you will quickly begin to see the law of cause and effect in action per the law of compensation, and all good will be returned to you. If you want more, do more. But be mindful of your intentions. Make sure they're pure and of good heart. Number 9, law of relativity. This law can tend to make some people uncomfortable, but it is what it is. Nothing in life has meaning except for the meaning that we give it. Meaning comes down to perception and perspective. Everything is only made real by its comparison or relationship to something else. Good only exists when compared to bad. Hot to cold, light to dark, and so on. Everything in life just is until you compare it to something else. Applying this law can help us to better understand the more difficult moments in our life, reminding us that we are constantly comparing ourselves, our life, our situation to something or someone else, which creates a perception that either makes the situation better or worse. As I mentioned previously, we can change the conditions of our life by simply altering our perception. Number 10, law of polarity. Nothing exists without the existence of two ends. Love, hate, dark, light, hot, cold, all being one of the same thing, but with differing points on the spectrum. Now, this law is often confused with duality. Polarity is proof of the opposite of duality. Being complementary, polarity is about understanding that without the opposite, one can't exist. Duality is combative, a concept that states that two energies are warring against each other. Applying the law of polarity helps us to break old patterns of behaviors by allowing us to see the alternative by looking at the spectrum as a whole, as a unified aspect. Work with this law by tuning into how you react to a negative situation. What can you learn from it? There is always a lesson if you are open to understanding it. Then ask yourself, what is the positive alternative to this situation look like? Where should I place my attention? What kind of energy am I pulling in? Remember, the universe is always working for you, not against you. So an example of negative polarity would be, I never have enough time to get anything done. A positive polarity of that is, I don't manage my time well. But I can reevaluate how I spend my time and see if there's anything I can remove that isn't serving me. I can make a goal and build a schedule around that goal and follow through with it. See how flipping the polarity changes the energy? By seeing this situation as a whole, you're able to expand your view and more easily develop a clear plan of action that you can follow through with. Number 11, law of rhythm. This law states that the energy in the universe is like a pendulum. There is rhythm between any pair of poles or opposites. This is directly related to the law of polarity. When you are faced with obstacles, detaching yourself from any expectations or trying to control the situation can help with regulating your emotions. A better understanding of this law is crucial in facing adversity and learning how to flow with it. Being mindful of human thought cycles is crucial to applying this law, tuning into your inner rhythms and knowing when you have ups and downs. Neutralize the pendulum swing by finding a balance in your thoughts, emotions, and reactions. Polarize your attitude toward the positive pole by not allowing yourself to get worked up and caught up in a web of low vibrations and keeping a heightened level of consciousness. Meditation and mindfulness practices all help with mastering this law. When you're faced with an obstacle, learn to flow with it instead of resisting it. Remembering that there is always opportunity waiting within adversity will help you notice the receding wave and swim with it fearlessly. Number 12, law of gender. This law states that gender manifests on all planes, not to be confused with male and female. Both of these energies can be tapped into by any of us. Understanding the difference in these energies and noticing when they are out of balance is crucial to manifesting. Masculine energy cultivates leadership, is focused, goal-oriented, confident, but out of balance or too dominant can be controlling, cause conflict, anger. Feminine energy cultivates compassion, is creativity, nurturing, empathetic, sensual, but out of balance or too dominant can be unstable, scattered, and vulnerable. Finding a perfect balance isn't realistic, but understanding that these energies both need each other is. Find a good balance with these energies to nurture your ideas and manifest with ease and fulfillment. Notice when and with which energy you have an imbalance and take the time to recalibrate. Now, another example would be if you were designing and building a home. The feminine energy is, designing it. What is it going to look like? And the masculine energy is actually building it. Again, to be clear, not to be confused with male versus female. We all have these energies within us, both which are vital to creation. So that wraps up the 12 universal laws. I hope that it was helpful and I was able to break it down for you in a way that is easy to understand and also helps you to apply in your everyday life. There's many other universal laws if you want to look more into it. I can put some links in the description below. But ultimately, it's about finding a balance, being mindful, really tending to your inner world, your mental health, your physical health, your spiritual health, and being able to manifest that in the external world. You can't have disharmony in here and expect it to be harmonious and perfect on the outside. Meditation, journaling, creating, finding a balance, communication, aligning with what you want, feeling those emotions that thought brings you and holding on to that. It's okay to have negative thoughts and it's okay to have bad days. A balance is crucial. It's just learning how to transmute, ascend those negative energies into something more positive. And these guiding principles will help you to do this easier and provide you feedback almost immediately. You just have to be receptive. You have to be open to seeing it. Ever since I began living intentionally and aligning myself with these goals, my life has greatly improved and continues to. I know yours will too. As soon as you start to get intentional in the way that you think and you behave, and I will help you along the way. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and let me know in the comments, as it will let the algorithm carry it to wherever it needs to be. If you haven't subscribed yet and don't want to miss any of my upcoming videos, please hit that subscribe button and the bell to be notified. Thank you so much for being here, and may you continue to mind hack your power back. It's been sleeping for far too long. My love.